Hey, it's Edge here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios your price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on 1 hour time frame and looking at the scenarios from the lows of $3,500 around the 13th of October. Since then, again, we had the bearish idea where we had this as a three-way structure into W, three ways into X, and then ABC here for the wave Y. This would bring us or complete the wave W of a higher time frame on this scenario, the minuet count. Then we would have this as a three-way structure into A wave, and now we have to be starting to be a bit creative here because again, yesterday's pump with the Fed Powell's speak, this definitely has the potential of being a five-way structure. I can't really say that it is not a impulsive wave structure. So again, we're expecting one more high here still. Because this wave one here was kind of small, I don't really expect us to go beyond the 1.618 retracement of that of this A wave here, because again, this is where I'm going to be invalidating this idea and moving on to something else. But again, I don't really see us going that high. Of course, that is possible, and then I'm just not going to be playing this higher time frame count and instead something else. But again, what combines all of these current counters that this is again a five-way structure, which is going to be looking to be corrected depending, of course, the higher time frame counts onto a different level. But on this one, we would be looking to create a wave C downwards, so creating this as an A, B, and C. The wave B is the trouble at the moment, because this is a five-way structure and this structure here did not get to the 90% retracement. We have to be very creative in this wave A. This definitely feels and looks more like a three-way structure. I do acknowledge that. For this count, however, either we are going to be creating a diagonal here where we don't have overlap between a wave 4 and a wave 1, or we are saying that this is a five-way structure and then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 4, and then 5 again. It's up to you which one of you you're going to be choosing. It is really not that good looking of a structure, but that is the only way I can get this wave X coming down. And yeah, the other scenario is that if we don't put a wave X down here, we would be saying that it ended at these lows already. And as this did not even retrace the 38.2% of this wave W here, I don't think this is very likely. So this structure here is the way I think we need to be creating the wave X if we want to be playing this scenario. So definitely looking for short opportunities up in here. Then we had the more contracting diagonal looks where we had this as a five-way structure into a wave A or wave 1. Then some kind of three-way pullback into wave B. Again, that is still out, still questionable what kind of structure that is. And then looking for that last leg for that wave C, which would, let's see, is there double here? No. Which would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for fifth. Now, wave 3 did not really extend here. If we are placing the wave 3 at these tops. So again, we could be saying that wave 4 was already here. Then we would have this exact same issue that we had on the bearish count, where we would have to be saying that this is wave 1 and this wave 2. And here we would have some kind of three-way structure here, three ways and then three ways. Again, this had more probability of having a five-way structure at the start, but again, as we discussed on the Nasdaq count, we can't have that kind of pattern, so we have to be saying that it is some kind of three-way structure ending at these lows here of that 29th of November. Then we would have again this five-way structure going up. At the moment, it is, however, already larger than this wave 1. This means that this smaller time frame structure would be larger than this structure over here. Okay, and that is not very likely. So the thing is that we can't really, or we can place the 3 here as well, but that would force us basically to say that, okay, whatever is going to come is some kind of diagonal. Whether it's going to be a contracting or expanding, I'm not quite sure, But again, as this is a larger structure than the first one, the original Elliott Wave book, or everybody out there who is using the extensions, knows that wave 3 should be larger than wave 1. So that means that, again, this should be an expanding diagonal and not a contracting one. But again, there is multiple different views on that, so I'm not going to go dig too deep into that at this very video. But yeah, keep that in mind, that this could be just happening as well. Other scenarios, of course, are out there, where instead of wave 4 being at these lows, we don't have the issue of having this as that contracting diagonal look, or any kind of impulse or motive wave. We would instead just label it here as a truncated wave 4. Now the issue with this one is the time element. We are comparing this wave 2 here to this wave 4 here, and again is so much larger. That is the only issue with this count, and nothing else really. In this one, again, we would be expecting a five-way structure in here, like in the other ones as well, and then looking for downwards. This would create or complete this whole count of an ABC. We do have targets of 1-to-1 extension here for that wave C around 41.53. So that is still on the table, and this is the target that we've been aiming for quite some time now. And then lastly, we had, well, I feel like this is the least likely of them all, but again, just wanted to show you there is other ways to interpret this. There was a diagonal here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a wave 1, 3-way pullback for wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the third, up in here already, and then having this as a some kind of double zigzag into that wave 4, and then having that last fifth here. Again, this would be contracting, because again, each subsequent wave structure is smaller than the previous one, which again is not the case on Nasdaq scenario. Here it actually has the better proportions in that sense. However, there's not the look is not very good. It is still contracting, but again, it's not contracting that much. I don't see us getting all the way up in here where this trend line would be with this fifth, however. But again, that is definitely a possibility. 1-to-1 extension of that wave 3 would be all the way at 4,300, and at that point, only at that point, this count would be invalidated. But having a diagonal in a wave 1 of a diagonal, while it is possible and valid, it's not that likely. So just wanted to get that out there. So whichever these count is going to be playing out, I'm not sure. The idea here is that we're looking for that wave 4 and wave 5, and then looking for short setups. And with whatever is coming up in here, we're going to be diving into that again and seeing what kind of probabilities and what kind of structures is more likely to happen. Again, I do like the idea of having this as finished ABC. The time element here is the only issue that I had. So none of these counts are really speaking to me. I kind of like this as well, as long as that wave 1.61 is not taken out really. But the other ones are just more of a observation level things. So keep that in mind. But I think that is going to do it for S&P 500. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to our free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.